This is a single spike anyone can jump over, and this is a double spike, requiring tiny timings. However, this is a triple spike, and it's one of the hardest jumps you can do in Geometry Dash. It requires precise timings, and can get really hard if you do multiple in a row. But that's not the max jump you can do. You can still put 4 spikes and squish them together, and create this really difficult jump that you'll never see in a normal level. It only appears in extreme hard levels, but intermediate players can do it if they tried a couple of times. This, however, is a so-called frame-perfect jump. The spikes are stretched out to the maximum distance the player can possibly jump. In fact, it's impossible to do this jump normally. You have to double jump to gain a little extra height to make it possible. The reason why it's called a frame perfect is because the game runs on 240 physics FPS, meaning you have 240 ticks a second, and you can only click at one of those frames. And a frame perfect will cause you to die if you click on 239 of them. You have to click at the exact right frame, a 1 in 240. This jump is also called a frame perfect, which is why I'm not even going to attempt it again. Subscribe now. This is a single spike anyone can jump over, and this
Drop the gun!
7 out of 15. Shots fired. One suspect down. Requesting RA and a supervisor.
Nolan immediately called for backup, but after his training officer checked the man, he found no signs of life and radioed dispatch to cancel the rescue. At that moment, Nolan was completely stunned and asked his training officer what he should do next.
Get a suspect. Wait in the hall.
Soon, a large number of officers arrived at the scene and began to search the area.
Officer Nolan.
Yes.
How many shots? From which direction?
1. That way.
Your companion officer. Anyone you want. It's your choice.
Gray. I want Gray.
Back at the station, Nolan went through the entire process like a suspect. After handing over his uniform to Gray, Gray told him to go home and rest and wait for the upcoming interrogation.
Tell the truth, the best of your ability. You'll be fine. End of shift. They're here to answer some questions.
Officer Nolan is one of the finest people I've ever known.
Is he on any medication? Not that I know of. Is he going through anything in his personal life?
No.
Anything traumatic?
Of California Government Code Section 3303 or as otherwise required by law. Only civilians have the right to remain silent. If you choose not to answer any of my questions, you will no longer be a cop. Did you have any less than lethal weapons available? Taser, pepper spray?
Yes.
Did you attempt to use any of these less than lethal weapons?
No.
Why not?
I'm not sure. I didn't have time.
You're not sure or you didn't have time?
I didn't have time. My hand was on my gun. I couldn't reach for my taser.
Did you have cover or concealment?
No.
Did the suspect discharge his firearm?
No.
How many rounds did you fire?
1.
What were you aiming at?
His chest, center mass, like we were trained.
Did you hit what you were aiming at?
Yes.
Describe what he did or what you saw to make you think you struck the suspect.
There was blood. He fell.
Finally, appreciating that police work involves rapidly changing and dangerous fluid environments.
Once the interrogation was over, the prosecutors let Nolan go home to wait for the results. Internal Affairs took Nolan's badge and told him he was not allowed to leave the city. After driving Nolan home, Gray told him not to overthink it and that the department would have his back. But Nolan couldn't help but ask Gray if pulling the trigger had been the right choice.
He refused repeated orders to surrender. I would have done exactly what you did.
Nolan went straight to his room to rest, but suddenly he sensed movement outside the room. He got up right away to check, but found nothing unusual after a full search. It wasn't until he returned to his room that a man suddenly knocked him unconscious, dragged him to the living room, and then knocked him awake again.
You know who I am? You're Kyle Montgomery, you're Alex's brother.
No! I don't got a brother no more.
I didn't have a choice. He was going to shoot you.
You're a liar! You wouldn't have hurt anybody.
You can't know that. You weren't in the room.
Drop the gun!
7 out of 15. Shots fired. One suspect down. Requesting.
Watch this perfect teamwork between Speed and Kai Cenat. It starts when Kai receives a pass, but he completely fumbles the control. The ball rolls away. Bro just lost possession like a rookie. Speed picks up the loose ball and immediately goes to work. He dribbles past one defender with ease. Now he's looking up and sees Kai Cenat wide open in space. Speed delivers an absolute perfect pass right to Kai's feet. This time, Kai doesn't mess it up. Like if Speed carried Kai.
IFBGs of the week, starting with...
Got the drugs? Yeah, if you came for what you ordered.
Someone just used a glitch to beat my world record speed run by 3 seconds. And you know, I could just complain and report him for cheating, but nah, we're not gonna do that because
when they go low, I go lower.
Okay, I've got a glitch that will make his look like a joke. okay? Oh, I just messed up. It doesn't even matter though. His glitch just allowed him to face his hands through objects, but mine is going to break the game, okay? And all I have to do is grab onto this thing, and then just click my menu button, pull my controllers a little bit back, and just like that, we are already done. 31 seconds. That's 5 seconds under. Someone just used a glitch to beat my world record speedrun by 3 seconds. And you know, I could just complain and report him for cheating, but nah, we're not gonna do that because
when they go low, I go lower.
Okay, I've got a glitch that will make his look like a joke. Okay, oh, I just messed up. It doesn't even matter though. His glitch just allowed him to face his hands through objects, but mine is going to break the game, okay? And all I have to do is grab onto this thing, and then just click my menu button, pull my controllers a little bit back, and just like that, we are already done. 31.
Something you might not know about getting killed with a sword. They heard a hell of a lot more coming out.
I am Guan Yin, and Guan Yin has done this.
I need to learn how to fight with a sword.
I would only have a day.
I think we can get a lot done in a day. I'm a beginner, but I'm a quick learner.
Hello, handsome. You're not really going to fight me with a sword, are you? I do like your confidence.
I do have one thing to say. I think it'll wait.
Shit's about to get steel. Mother.
No. What I wanted to say was, I am Roy, and Roy has done this.
Something you might not know about getting killed with a sword.
Do you want to find entry points quickly, clearly, and without
Wet him down. Action.
My name is Rocky Balboa. Can I do it over again?
Christ, just keep it rolling.
Well, you're a rude guy. I'm trying very hard, and you're being rude.
Get out of here. You cost us thousands of dollars because you can't read.
How far did you go in high school, Mr. Balboa? Why don't you fight? I read somewhere you're a very good fighter.
Was you ever punched in the face 500 times a night?
I'm very sorry. We have nothing. You got no high school diploma? Wouldn't you be more content with a good-paying menial labor job?
You look tired.
I gotta let you go.
I'm working hard. I'm doing good.
Yeah, real good, but we gotta cut back on manpower, and you ain't got enough time in, you know?
Boy, you wanna buy this car?
When did you get home? I thought you were hurt.
I got canned today.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I was, thinking about fighting.
Gave me your word you wouldn't fight anymore.
You know, I am a fighter, not too good, but that's what I do.
I just came home 5 hours early. I never expected to catch my wife cheating, but I didn't confront her. Instead, I went to the bedroom. The messy sheet still felt warm, and that was a slap to my dignity. Once I confirmed the truth, I stayed calm, because I already had the perfect revenge plan in mind. That evening, I returned home like nothing happened. My wife was clearly surprised to see me back so early. I didn't expose her right away. Instead, I asked her for a hug. She brushed me off and tried to walk away, but she didn't expect me to suddenly call out to her. Then I aimed at her head and pulled the trigger without hesitation. The gunshot immediately drew the gardener's attention. He knocked on the door asking what happened, but I wasn't nervous at all. I fired a few shots out the window, just to make sure the gardener would call the police. Once I got what I wanted, I moved my wife's body, then picked up the shell casings and wiped off all the prints. I tossed the shirt I wore while shooting into the fire. All that was left was to wait for the police. Soon the villa was surrounded by police cars. I requested a cop named Hank to come in and negotiate, and the police agreed to my terms. I calmly confessed to the crime, but when Hank saw the photo on the wall, he rushed over in shock and broke down because he was my wife's lover. After grieving for a moment, Hank pinned me to the ground without hesitation, then beat me senseless. I was arrested on the spot, and my wife was still breathing and sent to the ER. But inside the police car, I showed a wicked smile. Then I was charged with attempted murder. The prosecutor on the case was Tom, a young attorney with a 97% conviction rate, and with the weapon and my written confession, he thought this case was already won. But all of this was exactly what I expected.
Do you wish to enter a plea at this time?
There's not guilty, but I also want to waive my right to counsel and represent myself.
Surely you won't have trouble finding an attorney, Mr. Crawford?
No, but I want to do it myself.
Your Honor, if I could have a moment with my client.
I'm not your client, try and keep up, will you?
Mr. Crawford, you're facing some very serious charges here. I strongly urge you to retain counsel.
That's very kind, but I believe I'm within my rights.
Be aware that lack of counsel will not be grounds for an appeal.
Oh, I understand.
My words stunned everyone, and I waived my right to a preliminary hearing. The next court date would go straight to trial. Tom still believed this case would be another easy win, but the next day he hit a wall, because the gun they found had never been fired. There was no gunpowder on my hands, no blood on my clothes, and no fingerprints on the shell casings, which meant there was no murder weapon at all. But Tom insisted the real gun had to be somewhere in the house. Still, things were clearly turning against him, so he decided to take it seriously. He visited me in prison, obviously hoping to get something useful out of me. But I'd already had a private detective look into him. Tom was brilliant, but his family was poor. I offered him a huge sum to defend me, but Tom rejected it immediately.
What if they found the gun? I don't need the gun to convict you.
I just came home 5 hours early. I never expected to catch my wife cheating, but I didn't confront her. Things were clearly turning against him, so he
What's up now? Pump chick? Yeah. Hey, what's up? We got a problem, Toothpick? I said, do we have a problem? Huh? Oh, we got a problem, buddy. Right here. Here's your right there. Right there. All right. Yeah. All right. Play a little game, baby. Right here. I said, do we have a problem? Huh? Oh, USSR. Now you better get your stank asses up out of here before I cause a nuclear holocaust up in here, fool. Well, let's go, let's go. Oh, come on now. A little bit Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh, let's go. That's right, boy. You better get on out of here. And don't come back.
Hello?
Hey, yo, man, you paged me?
Yeah. You ready to be out?
Yeah, let's move.
All right, bet.
Oh, calm the nerves. Calm the nerves. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, okay, I did it. First click. Right. Okay. I'm so sweaty. I'm sweating everything. My entire... I'm soaked right now. I am soaked. I'm literally soaked. Oh my God! Oh my gosh!
Till it wouldn't be long, they was with me, yeah, me singing.
Jump. Jump, 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 just like that. Jump. Ah! Jump up, kick back, whip around it. Jump. Jump, 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 just like that. Jump. Ah! Jump up, kick back, whip around it. Jump. Jump, 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 just like that. Jump. Ah! Jump up, kick back, whip around it. Jump. Jump, jump.
Why watch the Champions League when you have the greatest charity match of all time? The match had Marcelo, Thierry Henry, Ribéry, Azar, and a bunch of influencers. As the game started, someone jumped over KSI face, and they turned the match into a full WWE. Marcelo had pocketed Ribéry his whole career, but Ribéry finally got his revenge and nutmegged Marcelo. Here, Lacey was trying to recreate Ronaldo's bicycle kick while the ball was on the ground. Then Mr. Beast got subbed on, and the match took another turn. His team won a penalty, and Mr. Beast pulled out $10,000 and bribed the goalkeeper. The keeper actually took the money, and Mr. Beast scored into an open net. But even with the bribe, Mr. Beast's team still lost 8-7, and the match ended up raising $12 million for charity. Why watch?
So this girl went viral on Twitter because GameStop just dropped an ad with her that says, "We stole your girl at Best Buy." And people instantly recognized her because she already went viral before for doing ads with Best Buy, plus making TikToks, which is how she became known as the Best Buy girl in the first place. But what makes this funnier is that in 2024, she literally announced that she quit working at Best Buy. So now out of nowhere, she pops up in a GameStop ad, and the internet starts going crazy over her again. But then people go to her Instagram, and they find out she's engaged. And now suddenly everyone in her comment section is upset. People are acting betrayed and heartbroken as if they had a chance with her. So this girl went viral on Twitter because GameStop just dropped an ad with...
If you want to assassinate a Chinese gang boss, you only need to aim at the main seat at the table. Once the position is confirmed, even if the curtains are closed, you can still kill him with one shot. However, today was his daughter's birthday. They suddenly changed their seats. They wanted to sit under the stage to hear her sing. The partners inside the restaurant quickly told Joey about the change. Now they either had to retreat or change the plan. But Joey had been a killer for over 30 years. He had never retreated before, so he chose a close-range assassination. But when he reached the restaurant entrance, he found that there was security set up by the gang members. Luckily, Joey had already expected this, so he only brought a car key, because to a top assassin, anything in the environment can become a weapon. While the boss's daughter was singing, Joey began his plan. He walked into the restroom and took off his coat, so it would not get stained with blood. Then he checked every stall, to avoid hurting innocent people. After that, he put on gloves, and looked around the restroom. His eyes quickly stopped on the paper towel dispenser. He used the key to unscrew the screws, then immediately told his partner to lead the gang boss into the restroom. So the waiter's juice was accidentally spilled on the boss. Although he was furious, he still had to go to the restroom to clean himself. But no one expected that his bodyguard followed him inside. Facing this situation, even though they outnumbered him, Joey still chose to strike. At the same time, the song in the hall reached its climax, perfectly covering the sounds of fighting in the restroom. The three men were quietly taken down by Joey. After washing the blood off the weapon, he opened the paper towel dispenser and put the metal spike back in place. When the police arrive, it will take them a long time to find the weapon. But on the way home, Joey suddenly noticed the car ahead adjusting its mirror. By instinct, he knew something was wrong. When the light turned green, he stepped on the gas and turned into a small alley on the left. He was not scared, he just wanted to confirm his guess. If that car was really following him, it would turn left at the next intersection. Just as Joey expected, the pickup truck appeared again. But a killer cannot kill anyone casually. He reversed immediately and lost the car in the complex parking lot. What he did not expect was what happened next, which made his scalp go numb. When he returned to the safe house at the hotel and prepared to enter the password, his mind suddenly went blank. He forgot the last number. With a reminder from the neighbor, Joey calmed himself and used the hint method to remember the code. But just as he closed the door, there was a knock outside. It turned out he had left his bag outside. Joey was now in trouble inside and out. He was being followed by an unknown force, and he was showing signs of Alzheimer's. Before he could think of any solution, at a family lunch with his pregnant daughter, he was shocked to see a red laser dot aimed at her. If you want to assassinate a Chinese gang boss, you
In the Korean underworld, there is a rule. The more tattoos you have, the higher your status. The first time I went to the bathhouse, I had never seen an electronic lock before, so I tried every possible way but couldn't open the locker. The constant noise quickly annoyed the attendant. He walked over ready to scold me, but the next second he saw my body covered in tattoos. He froze in shock. My name is Tae Shik. 10 years ago, I was a feared gangster boss because I could fight and was extremely ruthless. People on the streets called me a madman, but during a turf war, after drinking too much, I accidentally killed a thug. I was arrested and sentenced to 10 years in prison. The first person to visit me in prison was not my friends, nor my former subordinates, but the mother of the thug I killed. Surprisingly, she did not hate me. Instead, she chose to forgive me and gave me a small notebook, hoping I would reform and write down my warnings to myself and my future plans. From then on, she visited me every month. Her visits gave me a warmth like a mother's. I realized how absurd and ridiculous my past had been, so I silently swore that I would make amends for her after I got out. 10 years flew by in a blink, and I was finally released from prison. My notebook was filled with things I wanted to do in the future, but also 3 lines I could never cross. No more drinking, no more fighting, and no more crying. When I returned to town, the first place I went was her restaurant, but she had gone out and wasn't back yet. So I decided to go to the bathhouse to shower and pass the time. This was also one of the wishes I had written in my notebook. But 10 years in prison had made me completely out of touch with reality. I didn't even know how to open the lockers in the bathhouse. Luckily, my tattoos alone stopped the attendant who was about to lose his temper. But the changes were not just in the outside world. Later, I went to the hospital, hoping to remove the tattoos from my body. The nurses were immediately attracted by the sight, but the doctor said such a large area could not be removed with regular chemicals. Only the most advanced laser treatment could do it. But the cost was extremely high, so I started working at a repair shop, working day and night without rest. I was diligent and responsible at work, and I didn't touch a drop of alcohol in private. The shop owner praised me highly for my dedication. Even the officers on routine visits were amazed. And my change did not stop there. In the Korean underworld, there is a rule. The more tattoos you have, the higher your status. The first time I went to the bathhouse, I had never seen an electronic lock before, so I tried every
Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo.
This goalkeeper was accused of cheating for something he's had since birth. He was born with 6 fingers on his hand, and some people believe that gives him an unfair advantage. His team even designed custom gloves to fit his unique hand shape. But instead of being celebrated, his rare condition could actually get him banned from tournaments. Officials argue that the extra finger gives him an unusually strong grip, making it much easier for him to catch the ball. This goalkeeper was accused of cheating for...
How the fuck are we living in a generation where you can go from being a complete beginner in crypto to making $1 million in a day? Like, this is mind-boggling to me, and he's not the only one winning. Like, these guys are all making money. And after doing some digging, I found out how these guys are actually making this kind of money. Basically, you can click these guys' profile, follow them, get their notification, and any move they make related to a meme coin, it's gonna go straight to your phone. And you can even see what they're holding in real time. I mean, even me, ever since I became profitable on this app, it's been so fun to use. I mean, it literally feels like I'm playing a video game. I'm gonna give you guys a quick pro tip. When you guys follow these guys and you actually end up clicking these notifications, only choose 3 to 5 people, because when these guys get to buying and selling, it gets really hard to track who's buying what, and it could be very hectic. If you want to get started, the app is completely free. I linked it in my bio. You'll get an extra 10 to 40% off all fees for life. Have a great day. How the fuck are we living in a generation where you can go from being a complete beginner in crypto to making $1 million in a day? Like, this is mind-boggling to me, and he's not the only one winning. Like, these guys are all making money. And after doing some digging, I found out how these guys are actually making this kind of money. Basically, you can click these guys' profile, follow them, get their notification, and any move they make related to a meme coin, it's gonna go straight to your phone. And you can even see what they're holding in real time. I mean, even me, ever since I became profitable on this app, it's been so fun to use. I mean, it literally feels like I'm playing a video game. I'm gonna give you guys a quick pro tip. When you guys follow these guys and you actually end up clicking these notifications, only choose 3 to 5 people, because when these guys get to buying and selling, it gets really hard to track who's buying what, and it could be very hectic. If you want to get started, the app is completely free. I linked it in my bio. You'll get an extra 10 to 40% off all fees for life. Have a great day. How the fuck are we living in a generation where you can go from being a complete beginner in crypto to making $1 million in a day? Like, this is mind-boggling to me, and he's not the only one winning. Like, these guys are all making money. And after doing some digging, I found out how these guys are actually making this kind of money. Basically,